Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Cousins Podcast. I'm Mike,
I'm Harper.
and we have no clue what we're doing, but here we are. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Final Girls.
The horror Final Girls?
Okay.
Yeah, that's scary
man.
movie. Horror.
That's what I said, horror.
No, you said horror.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't even care.
Oh, okay.
So today, we're going to be talking about all the badass girls in the movies. You think something's funny? Like, I didn't find that funny.
You took a minute. I didn't get a minute
What? I didn't find that funny at all.
when you redid
Brother.
it.
Yeah,
Bitch.
brother.
Okay, redo it.
So today we're going to be talking about all the badass girls in the horror movies, and we're going to give our top fives and then talk a little bit about the characters and why we left certain characters off our list. So you want to go with your top five first?
I'll go with my top five. Coming in at number 5 is Sally Hardesty, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Number 4 is going to be Sienna Shaw from Terrifier 2 and 3. Number 3 is going to be Kirsty Cotton from Hellraiser. Number 2, I'm going with Sidney Prescott from Scream. And number 1, I'm going with the OG Final Girl, Nancy Thompson, Heather Langenkamp.
Nice. That's a really good list. I like it.
That is a really good list. The best list ever.
And I like how you left certain people off because, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My top five, I'm going to go with Erin, Jessica Biel from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. Number 4, I'm going with Maya, Madeleine Petsch from the Strangers remakes. Number 3, Chris Higgins, Dana Kimmel from Friday the 13th Part 3.
Yeah.
Number 2, Lisa Weber, Kim Myers, 1985, Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And my number 1 final girl is 1984, Nancy Thompson from A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Good list. Good list. You added a Friday the 13th character. I almost did too.
Yeah, and I left off some people. It was kind of hard. So I have like the OG and I have some new ones, And I was thinking about Halloween. There were certain characters in Halloween I'd have put in there, but I just wasn't feeling it. Jamie Lloyd, she's pretty
Jamie
good.
Lloyd, yeah. She survived 2 and part of a movie.
Yeah. They really screwed her though. She was supposed to return for part 6, and then they didn't want to cast her because she wasn't 18. So she got what's it called? Emancipated minor.
Yeah.
So she did that so she can get the part. And then they totally switched the character. And then she didn't want to play that type of character. That's why she didn't return for part 6. I think if she would return for part 6, it would have been a different, maybe they should have went with the original idea of what they were going to do.
Right.
So, but I'm going to start with my number 5. So, Erin she's like the survivor out of all of them. She's one of the most physical dominant final girls on the list. She has pure survival instinct, She adapts to Leatherface pretty quick. She understands noise and hesitation is going to get her killed. She survives through endurance, rage, and instinct. She invades Leatherface's territory. So she steals like a baby. She goes into the slaughterhouse. She goes into the house. And she refuses to give up. She's like brutal. She's sweaty. She's exhausted. But she's like pure fighter. And it works because she ends up getting away. So she like stood up to him and she ended up getting away. She went from being like afraid to furious. That's why I have her as my number 5.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, but I don't know. Jessica Biel. That movie, I'm not a big fan of remakes.
Yeah, but I thought that one was actually one of the better remakes they did.
Yeah. Oh, it was one of the better remakes. Yeah. Like, did you see the Alexandria Daddario one? She inherited the house and went down there with her friends.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
when she threw the chainsaw to Leatherface,
Yeah.
what'd she say to him? Like, "Get him, cousin," or
Yeah.
kill him, cuz," or some shit?
Yeah, I
Horrible.
didn't like, at first I started watching it and I was like, whatever," and then I think the town, like, kind of felt bad for him, right? They were at
Yeah.
the festival or fair or something, and I don't know, I just wasn't a fan of it, and then I wasn't a fan of when they did, like, the prequel when Leatherface was a kid,
But yeah,
and they
no,
showed,
I
like,
didn't
his
like that
story.
either.
I didn't care for that. I didn't care for actually, pretty much all the movies after Jessica Biel's they did, I didn't really care for it. Like, how they went into, like, how the cop killed the cop to get the uniform and how the grandpa or whatever had no legs or whoever it was. I don't fucking know. I wasn't really into all that.
I like the originals. I didn't like what was it, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation or whatever it was?
Yeah, that one was pretty bad. I mean, Matthew McConaughey was in it,
Yeah,
Renee Zellweger was in it. I mean, that's cool. But besides that, like, I thought the movie was trash.
movie was trash.
Part 3 was even pretty bad too. So part 1, I mean, that's like the OG horror movie.
Yeah.
So that one was good. Part 2, I liked part 2 a lot because Chop Top came in it. I almost put Stretch, the radio DJ, I almost put her on my list
Yup.
as a final girl because I like Stretch. She fights back, it's good, but I left her off. But part 2 is great. Part 3, really not a big fan of part 3. Next Generation, I kinda lost all interest after Next Generation until the Jessica Biel one came out. Then I was like, "Okay, maybe they're gonna, like, reboot it and it's gonna be something great," and it wasn't really anything great. Like, the remake was good.
Yeah, the Jessica Biel one, I liked it, but it wasn't something that I'd keep on watching.
Alright.
Like, I'd watch
So,
it, like, once or twice, and that's it.
yeah. I mean, every Halloween season, I mean, I watch horror movies, like, throughout the whole year, but October 1st, I start my 31-day movie marathon, and I always make sure it's in one of those days.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that once a year.
So, and I'm gonna go with my number 4 girl now. I'm gonna go with Maya. So, she's like the endurance final girl. So, she's like the ordinary person targeted for no reason. She learns through trauma, you know? They
Yeah.
just come they just come. Is Tyra home? And she has no clue what's going on. So she's like, fear never leaves her. It just she's trying to survive because these people are just minute to minute, nonstop going after her. So in part 1, she's relying on her boyfriend to help her. And then at the end, they both get stabbed and you think she's dead. Well, then she comes back in part 2. She's in the hospital. And this is where she really learns to live. She's trying to escape the hospital scene. She's alone in the woods. She's trying to figure out who's trying to kill her. And I'm excited to see what happens to her in part 3 because she survives through like awareness and knows when to run, knows when to hide, and she really don't trust anybody because those people come and help her. And she was like, "Oh, I think this guy may be one of them." So I definitely picked her as my number 4.
Well, I like how you just ruined it for me. I haven't even watched those.
Well, god damn it, man! You should have said something. Well, I mean, did you watch the original
I will.
Strangers?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched the original, the
All right,
classic.
yeah, like I like the original 1 and 2, and everybody was mad. They're like, "Well, why are they remaking it?" And a lot of people don't like it, and they're shitting on these movies. But I like the remakes 1 and 2. I think they're good, and I can't wait for. I mean, I didn't spoil everything, but I can't wait for part 3. It's coming out in February, I believe. Like, I'm a big fan of Madeleine Petsch,
Yeah.
so I'm excited to see what happens to her in part 3.
Well, see, it's not like the original. Yeah, it's a classic. I love the original Strangers, but there are certain movies when they do remakes that they're as good as the original. And I keep hearing that this is as good as the original. So, I mean, I can't say anything bad about it. I haven't seen it, but what I've seen, previews and little snippets of it, it did look really good. So I'll give it a
Yeah,
chance.
yeah, I would definitely
Watch
watch
it
it
at some point.
because, in the original part 1, you had the couple, they were at the house. And then part 2, it was like a whole different new story. It was like the family went up to the trailer park, so it was like a different story. Well, in the new remakes, it's just one continued story. So it's not like, oh, part 1, Madeline is in it, and then part 2, it's a different story. It's just a story of them trying to get to her and trying to figure out who the killers are. And then you basically figure out part 2 who the killers are.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm a little fuzzy on the original on the very end of it.
of the
She
original part
she
1,
she died, correct?
yeah, I think they both died and then they got away. Or am I thinking of it wrong now?
See, I don't know if it's like one of those things where I'm thinking of that movie and something else, but I thought that she was still like it never actually showed her completely die, like she was going out. Like, remember weren't there like the two kids or whatever that came up to her?
Man, I can't remember now. Maybe
Fuck,
she did get
man.
away. But I may be getting it confused with No Vacancy.
Yeah.
I may be, like, mixing those 2 movies up. But I remember part 2, they were in the trailer park and the girl got away because her brother died in that scene,
Yeah.
and, oh, it was, like, one of the best scenes of the movie. They're in the pool fighting, and he killed the one girl, and he's like, "Look what I did, look what I did. I killed one of you." I would definitely watch the remakes of The Strangers, especially with the 3rd one coming out, watch them all 3. I'm really excited for it. So my number 3 girl, she's an underrated girl. We're gonna go with Chris
Time out,
Higgins.
time out, time out,
Time
time
out.
out. So it does say that she startles one of the boys by grabbing his hand and screaming before they call police, and that was it. So
So she did survive.
she could have survived, she could have died.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one
Oh,
of those where it makes you think that she's alive, but she never showed up ever again in any of the movies. So,
yeah, and that's why I like the remake because they're continuing the story.
and
It's
that's
not
what
like
they
a
need to
different
do.
story. Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Alright.
continue.
Alright. So number 3, I'm gonna talk about Chris Higgins from Friday the 13th Part 3, played by Dana Kimmel. She's like the transitional final girl. She bridges classic, like, vulnerability, you know? So she has a personal history with Jason. If you remember the flashback from the movie, Jason was coming after her. Remember that?
Yeah.
So she has personal history and like trauma tied to Jason. So eventually they go up to the place and she's a little like fearful. She's confused. She sees stuff. She's not sure what it is. And it's Shelly just playing pranks. But
Shelly.
she's still like, I don't know, like confused a little bit. And then stuff starts to happen. And then fear escalates into like realism, into rage. And she uses her environment to fight back. And towards the end, she's just emotionally shattered. She decides to fight back. She definitely lands the iconic axe to the head. So she's fighting him in the barn. She got like the chainsaw and she's setting like traps to put the rope around his neck. She's one of the first final girls to defeat the killer like directly. And it wasn't like, even if it was only temporarily, she defeated him. She just didn't run away from him, try to escape. She actually defeated him. And then at the end of the movie, she fucking lost her mind. She's in the back of the police car and she's all fucked up.
Yeah.
So you don't ever know what happens to her. Like, is she just stayed in a mental hospital the rest of her life? Did she get out? I think they could have continued the story with her somewhere. It'd have been nice if you would have gathered somehow they had a group where a bunch of the final girls got together and did like another movie with the final girls from Friday the 13th.
Right, but what about Amy Still,
Fuck her.
Jenny Field from part
Yeah.
2?
Yeah, fuck her.
Why?
She's a little bitch.
What was wrong with her?
Actually, there's really nothing wrong with her. I just like,
Exactly.
call her bitch. But, like, she understood. She was like, What if Jason is out there? What if he really did see his mom get head chopped off?" Like, she was, feeling kinda sad for him. And then she was running away. I mean, she did good, but I think Chris did a better job.
Yeah, but I know Amy still came back, didn't she?
No.
No, I'm thinking of some other person.
You're thinking of not even I don't even think Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah, I know she was in
How
something else.
Tommy Jarvis came back 3 different fucking times, 3 different
Yeah, 3 different
characters.
people.
Yeah. Like, Corey Feldman was supposed to replay the role for part 5, but he was filming The Goonies. That's why when they shot the opening scene to part 5, it was just that, like, short little clip, and they actually filmed that at his house
Right.
because he was filming The Goonies, so he didn't get to come back, which I would've liked to seen the direction they would've went with a young Tommy Jarvis instead of the fucking wacko we got in part 5.
I know. You got him in 5, and then you got what? The other one in 6.
Yeah. Which I didn't
Yeah.
mind the one in part 6. Part 5 one, he was like, I don't know, he was like a fucking nerd, man.
You scared of
Like, I would
spiders? You scared of rubber
I would
spiders? Scared of rubber spiders on strings? Man,
like,
you one scared cat.
I would never believe, like, that dude knew karate. Remember that
Mm,
scene? It was so bad. Like, the wig on the stunt double doing the karate, it was just like, "Oh my god."
yeah. No, she was in the final chapter for Amy Steele.
Yeah, it's a flashback.
Yeah. But that no,
Yeah.
that's where I seen her again in another one of those movies. And then I seen her right after an April Fool's Day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it
So
was a
that's where I was
flashback.
getting confused. Yeah.
I was thinking she would, like, did her role again.
No.
Alright. Imma talk about my number 4 girl.
So that's what you just did.
No, that was my number 3 girl. Imma talk about fuck. No, my number 2 girl. I'm going in the wrong way here, my bad. It's early, bro.
It is.
Alright. Imma talk about my number 2 girl. She's she's god damn, she's one of my favorites. I fucking love her. I'm gonna talk about Lisa Weber, also known as Kim Myers from Nightmare on Elm Street 2. She's like the emotional protector. If it wasn't for her, Jesse would be dead. There would be Jesse's done. He's done. So Lisa flips the slasher formula completely. She saves the final boy basically because they flipped it. There was basically no final girl in A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. It was the final boy. They gave the lead to a male instead of a female, and she saved him. So to me, she is a final girl, and she's the most underrated final girl. She saves the final boy, recognizes the threat early. She forces Jesse to, like, open up to her. She sees him changing. It's like, you need to open up to me. What's going on? And then he's like, there's something inside of me. It just needs to get out. And she listens. Everybody else plays it off like, are you on drugs? Are you on dope? Like, what's going on? And she actually listens to him. She uses empathy and belief as a weapon. She stands like firm against Freddy without any physical dominance. She uses her strength and emotional to beat him. She doesn't use like a machete. She uses the power of fucking love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She like threats him directly. She refuses to be intimidated by him, and she's like, "Jesse, fight him, fight him. I love you, Jesse." And ultimately, like, it wins. Her intelligence and emotional acceptance, like, beats Freddy. She didn't need violence. She just refused to abandon Jesse, and she saved him. But at the end of the movie, you could tell the trauma's still there because the whole scene with the school bus, like, they're still afraid of Freddy. And then they never continued that story. So you don't know what
Yes.
happens to her, but her and Jesse, they ended up getting married. They moved out to Springwood. Everything's
I
cool.
think they moved to Haddonfield, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. All right. I like it. Did you notice no, I'm being serious here. Dead serious. Did you notice Nightmare on Elm Street takes place in Springwood, Ohio, right?
Right.
And Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, the school bus, it said Springwood, Indiana.
Yeah.
Did you ever notice that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they fucked up there. It's supposed to be Ohio, not Indiana.
Yeah, because there is no Springwood, Ohio.
I know, but in every other movie, it's Springwood, Ohio, except that one, it says Indiana.
Yeah.
It's like a little detail. I don't know, but I think Lisa Weber is definitely the most underrated final girl. Like every time you see a list of final girls, she's never on it. Nobody ever talks about her. I love me some Kim Myers. I love Lisa Weber. I think she did perfect for that role. And that's why I have her at number two.
I can agree with that.
And the number one girl, she's your number one. She's my number one. She's the ultimate fangirl or fangirl.
Final girl.
She's the ultimate final girl. You know what I'm
Someone was having
saying?
a stroke over there.
Yeah, I mean, it happens daily. So Nancy's like the blueprint, right? She just isn't a final girl. She's the fucking foundation.
Yep.
So she's a problem solver. She researches the murders. She tests the dream rules. She builds traps like she's fucking MacGyver. She breaks Freddy's rules and like pulls him into reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she forces him to play by her rules in the movie. So she uses like her mind as a weapon to beat Freddy. And she's not
Yeah.
afraid of him.
Nope.
Like they go over to help Tina, and that's when she's like, something's going on. And they think Rob killed Tina, but she didn't believe it was Rob. She knew something was going on. And then in the dream world, she's like, Glenn, we need to go visit Rob. And they go see, Rob, and she sees Freddy's in the cell. And then they wake up and she runs straight to the police station. Like she's not afraid. She just goes after him. So she reclaims the power towards the end. I take every bit of energy I gave you. And she took like all the power from Freddy because Freddy feeds on fear. And she basically said, like, I'm not afraid of you anymore. She basically starved him from fear. And that's how she defeated him. And that's why
Yeah.
she's my number one girl.
She whooped his ass. And yeah, like most of
Yeah,
the other final girls, like now are based off of her.
absolutely they are.
And like everyone, I mean, everyone's probably gonna like give us hate because oh, you didn't put Jamie Lee Curtis in there. You
You
know
know
what?
what?
Fuck Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, fuck Jamie Lee Curtis. And like, we'll get to that why we didn't put her on our list. Because I know I have some really good reasons why I didn't put Jamie Lee Curtis on my list. And we'll get to that. But Nancy is the blueprint. If it wasn't for her, you wouldn't have these powerful final girls in later movies and TV shows. And like Heather Langenkamp really stood out of that role. And then she even came back in part three to help the younger generation. I mean, she died in it, but she came back to help these younger generation kids defeat Freddy. So that's why she is the ultimate final girl in my eyes.
Yeah, ultimate. And she's the OG.
Yeah, she doesn't just survive. She redefines the relationship between victim and monster.
Don't care what anybody says. She was a complete badass. She didn't hide in a closet and have other people doing her battling her freaking demons. She went head on. But fuck you. I'm a high schooler. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Absolutely. And she found out like her parents are the reason why Freddy is what he is because she investigated it. So this one goes out to Nancy. All right.
Good job, man.
Good job, Nancy.
You didn't put Jennifer Love Hewitt on yours.
I know I was going to, but I went with Aaron instead.
Yeah, I thought you were really going with her.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know, man. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I liked the original. I didn't like the second one. I thought that was really cheesy. Like you just know that there's something going on. Like, come on now. You guys got to go to fucking wherever you want, Bahamas or some shit, jet
Yeah.
resort. And
And that's another problem. Like I remember watching the movies. I remember liking the movies. But then when I was like thinking about the movies, you know what movie kept coming back into my head was the parody that scary movie did of it. Or scary movie they did like scenes like they parodied it
yeah,
with Ray with the baby dick and
yeah,
so like every time I was thinking about Every time I was thinking about, I Know What You Did Last Summer, I just kept getting it confused with, like, other ones because 'cause it's been so long since I watched it, and I was like, "That's why I couldn't put her on my list." But I absolutely love Jennifer Love Hewitt. Like, I remember watching the movies, liking it, but just don't remember much,
Yeah,
and I
neither
didn't
do I. Like, when I think of that movie, the movie that comes to mind for me is Broken Lizards Club Dread.
I don't remember that one either. I remember some of it, but I don't remember.
It's the same thing with Super Troopers.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just they're at the resort and yeah, I mean it's not the same thing, but it just reminds me whenever I think of like part 2, I think of Club Dread. And I'm like, nothing to do with it, but it's like one of those cheesy it's one of those cheesy sequels that you really don't give a shit about. Just like the newest one.
hey,
I
man, I
like
didn't see
bits
the
of
newest one yet.
well, I don't give a fuck, but I like bits and pieces of it, but you already know what happened.
Yeah, I know what happens.
Yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if you watch it or not, you already know what happened. But, like, I don't know, I like that one, but I don't know, man. I liked it, but I didn't.
I
I
mean,
can't believe he was a killer.
I'm gonna watch it. I know that they tried to pin it on Julie James to make it seem like she was a killer,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna get into it. I mean, it's Jennifer Love Hewitt. She was great in
Yeah,
the first
well,
2. She
did
was
you
great
see
in
the
Harper's, Ghost Whispers, The Client List.
did you see the scene at the end, though? I'm sure
Of
you've
what?
seen freaking videos. You've seen Facebook, TikTok,
No,
whatever.
no, I just seen a couple posts, that's it. I've been trying to avoid him.
Well, there's, like, a big crazy part at the end.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I just gotta get to it, you know?
Okay, well, it hints to part 2.
Well, there's gonna be another one.
What they want you to think, but who knows? Because they do that to you all the time, and then they don't do anything about it. Like I had Jay Height as from It Follows as one of my top, but they left off on the movie and never remade another one.
Yeah.
So I didn't put her on there.
Why do you
But
think they did that? Do you think did it, like, bomb at the theater? That's why they didn't make a part 2? Did it not, like, meet expectations?
I don't know. I like the movie.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies I like, and they leave it as a cliffhanger.
And then they never make anything else with it.
No, it's stupid. So, let's get into a little Jamie Lee Curtis here.
Yeah.
Alright. Imma tell you why I like Laurie Strode, but the recent events of the 3 new movies that came out really made me hate Laurie Strode because in the original, she was the babysitter. She was just, the ordinary girl, which was cool, and Michael Myers was going around killing everybody, and she just
Yeah.
happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, her and her friends, and she hid, but she kinda, like she really didn't fight back, but she did enough to get away. She escaped, and then Loomis came in and helped, and then part 2 came out, and then it was revealed that Michael Myers was her brother, and it was like, "Okay, this is a good storyline," but she was in the hospital the whole time, and she was all drugged up and out of it, and trying she basically was just running in the hospital, hiding, and there's nothing wrong with that, and she's just trying to survive, and then she hides in the car, and everything was good, and then Loomis eventually comes and saves her again, and then part 3, they went a different direction. Part 4 came out, and it was like, "Oh, she's dead. She died." Well, she faked her death, and then you fast forward to H2O, you see her again, right?
Yeah. And then but then she faked her death again.
Yeah, so you see her in H2O.
Or no, no, she faked Michael or Michael faked his death. Never mind.
Yeah, so you see her in H2O, and now she has a son. There was no mention of her ever having a daughter, so I feel like they coulda brought that up, like, "Hey," when she was talking to fuck was his name? I can't remember her son's name now, drawing a blank.
I know. I literally just watched that the other day.
Josh Burnett,
Yeah. Halloween H2O 20 years later. John Tate.
John Tate, alright.
John. Yeah, John. I knew it was a J, like Josh or something, but I couldn't think of what it was. I didn't think John.
So, when she basically opened up to John, she could have been like, "Hey, you have a sister. She's dead. Her name's Jamie. She died. Michael got her, and he's coming after you. You're 17 now. This is when he came after me when I was 17. You're gonna die."
Yeah.
But she fought back in that movie. So you started to see she basically survived 1 and 2. She hid, ran away, but in H2O, she fought back. Well, who fought back first? Nancy. Nancy fought back first. So, you know, Nancy, I feel like, shaped Laurie Strode into what Laurie Strode was in H2O because they're like, oh, we can't have her just hiding and running the whole time. We got to have her fight back. So she fought back. And I was like, cool. So she was high on my list for 1, 2, and H2O.
Right.
And then the new 3 movies came out. And I said, what did they do to this character? They made it where she wasn't even related to Michael. Part 2 never happened. H2O never happened. So she's just this crazy old lady that got terrorized one night by some random dude. And then she ruined her whole family and ruined everything because she thought he's going to come back after me. And you know what? When he broke out of prison or the mental institution or wherever he was at, he would have never went after her if it wasn't for her going after him. He didn't even know who she was
Yeah.
because they weren't related. They had no ties. They had no connection. And they made her fucking a lunatic. And that's when I was like, I really don't like Laurie Strode. And that's why I kept
Yeah.
her off my list because of
They
the 3.
changed they changed the whole movie, like the whole movie arc.
Yeah,
Like I like the original movies. I thought those were good. They played out good. They should have just left them that way. Yeah, I mean, you can make another one, but when you reboot it and you're basically taking all the other movies and you're throwing them in the trash and saying that part 2, part 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all those, none of them fucking are even in that Halloween universe. It's Halloween, and then the next movie is Halloween, and then what? Halloween Kills, and then Halloween Ends? You have 2 movies with the same title, and no, you should have just made those 3 movies as, like, a completely different set of movies. Like, nothing to do with Laurie Strode or whatever, or maybe even to do with Laurie Strode, but make it to where
they
she's
didn't
Michael's
erase.
sister.
Yeah, they didn't erase part 2, or they could have kept 1, 2, H2O, and then went
Yeah.
into the new ones because then it all revolves around the Laurie Strode story.
Yeah, and she would have a son, not a daughter,
But they
and I
just
don't
didn't
know,
like the
man.
direction. I didn't like the direction they went with in the 3 new movies, and the way they made her character really made me hate Laurie Strode. I said, "This lady's a fucking lunatic." Like, she fucked her daughter all up, ruined her whole life because she thought some dude was coming to get her that had 0 ties to her.
I don't give a shit about her.
No, and if it wasn't for her, like, trying to go kill him, he woulda never even have found her.
Nope,
So that's why Laurie Strode is not on my list, and I don't consider her to be. Everybody considers her to be the best final girl ever. Nope.
I don't. I mean, I like her in some movies, but I don't think she's the best final girl.
No. Like I said, I like her 1, 2, and H2O, not the
Yeah,
3. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't like I really hated the last one, Halloween Ends.
Oh my god, it was god awful.
That was I mean, that seriously felt like somebody on YouTube just created a fucking Halloween movie and put it in the theaters, and it had nothing to do with anything. Like, come on. A dude was killing the whole time, and Michael was like, "Oh, I'm too old to do anything."
They should have named it Halloween: The Corey Story.
Yeah, exactly.
When they were in the cave and Michael got, like, his first kill again, and he did the Hulkamania Hulk up. Remember he started, like, convulsing?
Yeah.
He acted like he was Hulk Hogan getting his powers back. It was just comical. It was like, "This is god awful." And then why all of a sudden is he listening to Corey? Like, Corey's like, "Come on, man, we're gonna go kill these people." And Michael's like, "Oh, okay, let's go."
Yeah.
It was so dumb because in the beginning, Laurie Strode's like to her granddaughter was like, "Hey, I got this guy for you. It'll be perfect." And then the granddaughter didn't like Corey. And then 10 minutes later, Laurie Strode hated Corey and the granddaughter was in love after 10 minutes. It was so bad. And then when did Michael Myers lose like all like not power? He became the biggest pussy around Laurie Strode. Like he can destroy anybody. He fought like how many townspeople? He got his ass kicked, but then he came back and defeated them all. And then every time he gets around Laurie Strode, he just gets his ass beat. She's not that powerful. Like you can literally pick her up and slam her down. You beat up the big fucking dude. No, that may be a different movie. Maybe that's Rob Zombie's movie I'm thinking of. When he beats up the big black dude in the fucking truck stop. Was that Rob Zombie's?
I think that was Rob Zombie's
Yeah,
movie.
I think that too. So, I mean, he's this powerful, unstoppable beast, and then little old Laurie Strode stops him, and then at the ending, they threw him in the like metal grinder. That was so dumb.
Yeah. Like,
And then, so bad.
I don't know, man. If you look at the original Michael Myers from the original movies, that motherfucker got his ass handed to him, and still he was out walking around like nothing ever happened. This Michael's hiding in what, a sewer or a fucking cave?
This
Like
is so bad.
it was fucking horrible. Like I wanted to I wanted my money back after that movie, man. I thought it was just a waste of time, waste of money.
It was
Should have
so
never been
bad.
made.
No, and I can't believe they had all that time, and that's the piece of crap they came out with?
Yeah, yeah, fucking stupid. But can we talk a minute about part 3, the
Halloween 3?
original? Yes.
Yeah. Season of the
Dude,
Witch?
that's my well, like, one of my favorite Halloween movies.
Yeah,
I
I
don't care what
love the
anybody says, like, I don't care that it's not part of, like, the Halloween trilogy, the Halloween movies, because they were supposed to stop at part 2, and then they came up with part 3, and then they just fucking part 3 was not even a part of fucking Halloween.
no, because originally John Carpenter wanted to do 3 separate Halloween stories, like the Boogeyman and then other Halloween stories, but Halloween took off so big, that's why he made a part 2 to it, which I don't even think he likes part 2, but it was good, and then part 3, they wanted to go back to the original directions of just different, like, horror stories from Halloween, and that's why
Yeah,
part 3 came out.
I absolutely love that movie.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah,
The whole mask and, the little song they do.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I could have definitely seen, like, if you would have made part 1 and part 2, and then part 3 was that, and then you made part 4 as another version of that, and then part 5 another version of that, and then did Halloween H.
Yeah, but for part 3 bombing so bad at the theaters and the fans complaining so much, that's why we got Michael Myers back in part 4 because
Yeah, because
people
they all thought Michael Myers was gonna be in it.
yeah, and he wasn't, and it pissed a lot of people off. So if you take Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and just name it Season of the Witch, it has nothing to do with, like, Halloween, like, it shouldn't have been Halloween 3, it should have been, like, Halloween Season of the Witch, and the movie would have been it wouldn't have bombed, I don't think, but people were just so disappointed
Yeah,
that
if
Michael
you would have
Myers wasn't in
known
it.
yeah, if you would have known that Mike wasn't in there, you would have been like, "Oh, well, maybe it'll still be good." And you would have went and seen it, but, like, everyone started going to see it, and then word got out, and then it just fucking sucked.
Yeah. As a standalone movie, though, it is an excellent, underrated movie.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, that's one of my favorite Halloween movies, even though it's not Halloween.
Yeah. No, I could definitely get on board with that.
Halloween
And
Resurrection,
then
though,
that was awful.
that was off.
It was fucking terrible. Everything about it.
Yeah.
I hated I think that was big back then. The whole, what is it, reality show with the cameras and point of view, and I hated that. It was like
Yeah, that
lost
was a big
footage.
thing.
Fucking Blair Witch. I hated Blair Witch. I hated Resurrection. And then to believe that Busta Rhymes was gonna kick Michael Myers' ass. Come on now.
They were trying to be the original Ghostfacers.
Yeah, it didn't work.
No.
Like, it was just a really bad movie, and then you had the what was it, the high school kids at the party, like, going on the computer, so like, "Oh, don't go there, he's over there, he's over there." So dumb. I can't believe they greenlighted that movie.
Yeah, no, that was a bad movie. Should have never made that movie either.
It was terrible, and you know what? I'll tell you 3, 4, let's see, 7, 4 movies. Like, I love the movie series. There's a lot of fucking movies in this series. There's 4 of them that I can't stand. Like, I can't even watch them, that's how bad they are. Friday the 13th, 7, 8, Jason Goes to Hell, and Jason X, Jason 10. Those 4
Okay.
movies ruin the whole almost like the whole fucking series for me. Kane Hodder is by far the worst Jason ever. Like, I can't stand the way he plays Jason. It just doesn't work for me. And then part 7, it's basically, you could have called it Jason versus Carrie. That's what it basically came down to. Because this girl
Yeah,
had her fucking powers. And the story, I mean, there was just fucking terrible, man. It was just a
it
bad
was.
movie. I didn't like anything about it. The whole fucking the therapist and the mother and the daughter up in this place. Like, I fucking hated everything about it. Part 8 was, my God,
Jason
dumbest
Took
fucking movie.
Manhattan.
Yeah, it was so dumb. Like the opening scene when they were on the river, it was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, somehow Jason goes from like this little old river by Camp Blood and he's on this big cruise ship. And then he's just walking around New York.
Yeah.
And then the ending, he dies in the sewer and then he turns into a little boy.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. And then to think that, I don't know his name, the boxer, he's like fighting Jason on the rooftop. And Jason's just taking the punches and then throws one punch, knocks the dude's head off. I don't like the way Kane Hodder looked in all those. Horrible. And Jason Goes to Hell. I don't know what they were thinking there. To take him out of the body and to put him in different bodies and transform him to this body, to that body. The best part of that movie was when they showed the morgue and it was like Youngstown,
Youngstown,
Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah,
I
that was
know.
the best part. And you know why they did that? Because that was supposed to be the setup to Freddy vs. Jason. And Springwood is in Ohio. So that's why they made that in Youngstown, Ohio, to get Jason in Ohio so he could fight Freddy that's in Springwood, Ohio.
Yeah.
But that was the best part of the movie was the Youngstown, Ohio part. And then they couldn't even do it right at the end when Freddy pulled his mask down to bring him to hell,
Right.
Jason to hell. Like, they could have been like, hey, Robert Englund, can you come back to do your laugh? Or they could have took his laugh from a previous movie, but they didn't even use his voice. And it was Kane Hodder's hand that came out to grab the mask, which that doesn't bother me, but they should have used Robert Englund's real voice. Like, hey, can you do this laugh? Or, hey, we're going to take his laugh from these previous movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they didn't do it good. New Line fucked that movie all up. And then let's come out with Jason 10, Jason X. Who thought it was a smart idea to go to space?
Everybody thinks it's a smart idea to put a movie in space,
Oh my, it was worse
but it's
than
never ever good.
no, it was worse than a made for TV sci-fi movie. Remember how bad the sci-fi movies used to be?
Yeah.
Jason X is worse than those. Like, I'd probably rather watch um Sharknado than Jason X. That's how bad it is. And then in the beginning of the movie, they show Jason and he has like what the fuck happened? Like like different outfit. He has a different mask. He has hair in these scenes. Like, and then Kane Hodder plays him like these monster where he's like breathing heavy. So he just stands there, stares at you, and he breathes heavy. And then he starts walking, and he looks like a fucking robot because he'll start walking, and then he stops, and then he like turns. Well, he looks like a fucking robot when he does that. And then he breathes heavy. Since when did somebody dead breathe?
Right.
Jason's dead. Why is he breathing? Like, he don't need to breathe heavy to be scary. He's fucking dead. So Kane Hodder plays Jason the worst.
Yeah,
Hodder, you can suck my ass. You ruined Jason, and your movies
he
suck.
did.
And then everybody's like, Kane Hodder's the best Jason. He didn't get to play Jason in Freddy vs. Jason. Well, I'm glad he didn't because he's on my fucking worst list.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his Jasons. I think the best Jason was from what was it? Part 5.
Roy, the fake Jason,
Roy, I love Roy.
the fake Jason.
Yes, Roy, Roy. His son got fucked up.
Yeah, man, he got butchered, and that
Uh,
made Roy.
hey Vic, you want a candy bar? Here, Vic. Here, Vic. That that was one of my most favorite fucking Friday the 13th movies right there.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that movie because Jason wasn't in it. And I mean, besides Tommy Jarvis being, I mean, I feel like they should have casted him better. But I mean, the dude did all right. He's not my favorite, Tommy Jarvis, but I do like that movie.
Yeah.
Reggie the Reckless, I think it is. And then he goes visit his brother, and his brother dies taking a shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Damn, woman, these burritos got me.
No, no,
I
one
mean
of my
and
favorite.
that's a good one. But I like Ted White and Booker. Those are my favorite because they play 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 and Jason are pretty identical because it takes place the very next day. So part
Yeah,
4 is not even on like Friday the 13th because he wakes up in the morgue that they just brought him to. So those two Jasons are the same. So those two are probably my favorite, Booker and White. And then CJ Graham played in part 6. And I really like CJ Graham in part 6. But I just recently found out the opening scene was not CJ Graham. So remember when they're in the woods and those people are playing paintball?
yeah.
Yeah, so that was somebody else. I can't remember who, but I guess that was somebody else, and they were going to go with him. And they didn't like his look, but they kept him for the scenes they already shot. And then he was replaced by CJ Graham, which
Okay.
CJ Graham, I mean, he was unstoppable. Like, remember when like, broke the dude's back, the sheriff? He
Yeah,
just like grabbed him and snapped him backwards. Like, I think he was probably the most powerful Jason because that's when, I mean, he was actually dead. And then he was resurrected because Tommy Jarvis starts stabbing him with that iron rod, and then he got electrocuted, and that's when he came back. And I think that's when he was his most powerful. So I would take that Jason and put him against any version of Kane Hodder, and CJ Graham's going to win.
absolutely.
Yeah. And then, 3 and 4, they were still that lanky type of Jason that was clumsy, but I liked them in those movies.
He
And
was
then
just
he
getting
started,
his footing.
yeah, absolutely.
He was like a baby
So,
deer.
so those are my 3 favorite Jasons is White, Booker, and CJ Graham.
Yeah,
And then you know
I'll
what?
agree with that.
Besides me hating Kane Hodder, I really don't like, I see him all over the place. He goes to all the conventions, the original, the little kid Jason. Like, he's living fame right now at all these conventions, and he thinks he's hot shit. Dude, you play Jason for 30 seconds, you're not really Jason.
No.
Like, when I want to go meet Jason, it's definitely not him or Kane Hodder.
Yeah, no. No, absolutely not.
All right, so that's all we got for today. Make sure you email us, make sure you comment on our videos, tell us what you like, what you think, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.